Hi, thanks very much for joining me for an idle chat. My name is Natalie. I get to talk to a colleague, David, in Arkansas today. This is for the American Bar Association's Section 4 Dispute Resolution, where I get the great privilege, fun, and honor of chatting to colleagues all over the world. But today's all about David. David, how are you, sir?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. You ready for an idle chat then?
I am.
All right, sir. First question, what is one of your favorite comfort foods when you're having a difficult day?
Ice cream,
Yeah, what flavor?
about any flavor. I don't like licorice, but other than that, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find an ice cream I wouldn't eat.
I mean, really, how badly could it go? It's ice cream.
Right.
Exactly. David, curious minds want to know. You said that you drive a bit here and there, crossing the state of Arkansas, back and forth, top to bottom, left to right. You're driving down the road. Are you the person that is singing loudly in the car, or you just sit quiet and mind your own business?
I'm listening to the radio. I may sing along, but when I drive, I do usually listening to the radio. Usually, 70s, 80s music. I don't like much of the new stuff. Maybe I'm getting too old.
No, it's okay. 70s and 80s is good stuff, man. That's the classics. Uh, do you, when you're amongst colleagues, friends, family, and you're chatting about books that you're reading, is there a book that you sort of on the regular recommend to your colleagues, your friends, your family?
Well, I think it would depend on, what the nature of the subject is. I listen to lots of audiobooks and I've listened to some recently that are been very interesting. A lot of them have to do with January 6th and, what occurred on that day and individual's perspective on that. Also been listening to some books that relate to the Jeffrey Epstein case. I've listened to Virginia Giuffria's book, very pointed. Um, you know, you're probably familiar with the fact she committed suicide within the last year. And then there's another, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but excellent book that was written by a reporter who had followed that case in Florida. And she is with the Miami Herald. And some of her efforts, I think, resulted in uh, a lot of the information that's come forward and broken in that case. So,
Okay. All right. Those are fascinating topics.
yes.
Um, David, on a weekend, how do you and your wife choose to unwind, to luxuriate? How do you relax on a weekend?
Uh, we'll usually go out for dinner, to a nice restaurant. Sometimes, we try to include some of our friends, sometimes not. Uh, Occasionally we don't go to movies as much as we used to. Occasionally we'll go to movies. Uh, you know, we talk about what she's seen on TikTok that interests her and what I've seen on Facebook that interests me. And we might have friends over. We have a huge swimming pool in our backyard, and it's kind of resort like out there. And if we can get some, we don't swim in it enough, and we need people to come over and help stir it up.
That's a really nice thing to offer your friends. I like that.
So if you're ever in Arkansas, call me up, come over, bring your swimsuit. You're welcome to swim anytime.
Thank you. It happens to be extremely hot in France right now. The temperature inside this space where I am should not be an indoor temperature. It's the setting on your oven, not for sitting on the sofa. It is unbelievably hot here.
Wow. Well, we just got back from a vacation, family vacation in the Florida Keys. And I mean, it wasn't terribly hot there. It was temperatures you would expect in Arkansas. The humidity most days was, you see, even what we have lots of humidity in eastern Arkansas, but humidity most days was, pretty oppressive.
Yeah. But you also have air conditioning in the United States, and we don't have that here.
Oh, well, I'll mark off going to France in the summer.
Smart, smart. David, when you were a kid, did you watch cartoons a whole lot?
Yes.
What was your favorite?
I don't know. I watched a lot of Popeye, and Olive and you know, the Pluto, uh, Roadrunner,
Classic.
Bugs Bunny.
Yep.
Uh, those are the ones I remember the most. But yeah, most any card. I love the Little Rascals too. That wasn't a cartoon show, but I'll still if I'm looking at a guide and there's a Little Rascals episode on, I'll watch it just for memories.
Or they were great programs, weren't they?
Hmm.
Yeah. Saturday
Yes.
mornings really were the best. Yeah. Although in my house, we weren't allowed to watch Foghorn Leghorn because my grandmother from Arkansas said that Foghorn's Southern accent he was putting on a show and she didn't appreciate his Southern accent. So that one wasn't allowed in our house.
Well, in Eastern Arkansas, I've encountered a few people that kind of sounded like Foghorn Leghorn.
Not, not far from it anyway.
Right.
Uh, David, I know that you were a judge for a good deal of time. Now you do a lot of mediation. What's one thing that really surprised you when you made that transition into being a neutral?
Well, I think the biggest hurdle I was faced with is I had to understand that I was no longer the decision maker, and my role in that process was not to make the decision, but to work with both. Well, how many sides there might be, usually two, sometimes more, in seeking mutually uh, acceptable resolution to whatever the problem or the dispute might be.
Yeah.
And try to urge them. I'm not I'm not an aggressive mediator. I know there are some mediators that really I've heard push people to try to reach a resolution. And my position is it's their lives. They're the ones that are going to have to live with whatever resolution they might reach in that dispute, and just to try to guide them to where a position or a point where they can come to a mutual agreement to resolve their dispute. And one of the things I tell them is, if you can get this resolved today, you're still going to have to live with the results, but the turmoil, the hard feelings, uh, the problems that you've encountered because of where you are today are hopefully going to resolve to a great degree. Uh, in most instances, well, unless it's, you know, pay money and it's over. Uh, a lot of times in mediations that I do, the parties are going to continue to have some type of relationship because of the circumstances that they are in, and I just try to tamp down the contentiousness or the adversity that they feel toward each other, and try to show them a path where They don't have to be in conflict at all times.
Exactly. Well, boy, you sure nailed it. Sounds like, and that's not always an easy transition to make, to go from judge to neutral. But gosh, your storyline tells me that not only do you get it, you really embrace it and help people with the position that you have. Very nicely done, David. Um, in your house, is there something that you bought that is less than $20 that you find absolutely fantastic and one of the best investments you've ever made?
Um, I can't think of one off the top of my head. I'm sure there's something.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah, some tool I bought or whatever. But
Not, don't worry about it. David, when you go shopping, is it your preference to go like window shopping? You want to see it, feel it, touch it, be present, or none of that nonsense? You just want to, you know what you want, you log online, you buy it and have it drop shipped.
either way, I was resistive of shopping online for a long time, and I have three daughters and my wife, and they all utilize Amazon or online shopping. Um, and they kind of influenced me to get on board with online shopping, and so now I embrace that. But um, you're a woman, so you know how women like to shop, I'm sure. And
I am I am not a shopper. I'm a really bad consumer. Unless it's a bookstore, I will go sit next to your pool with my laptop and buy the things that are necessary for me to have, to own. But the mall experience, the shopping experience, that is my that is my worst day, is just wandering around shopping. There are a million things I would rather do than wander around shops.
so I can appreciate that. I keenly say when my daughters were growing up, my nickname with them was cash and carry. Dad, do you have any cash? And oh, can you carry this?
I just hold this while I keep shopping. Yeah.
Right. And I have literally prime dress shop from Washington, D.C. to New Orleans.
Oh,
So
that I'm
I,
so glad you are brave enough to do that kind of work. That is not something I could do on my best day. Oh my gosh.
my
Thank
job was
you.
to find a comfortable chair close to the dressing room and go, no, I'm not going to buy that.
So
If,
that's not a bad job. You're a
right,
good girl, Dad.
if you want to use your money to buy that, then you may use your money, but dad's not paying for that.
That is absolutely, absolutely fair. Um, if somebody wants to reach out to you and learn more about your neutral practice, or they've just got questions about the industry, or working in the judicial system in Arkansas, what's an easy, great way for people to reach out and connect with you?
I have a website. I actually call my mediation, arbitration, neutral business judicial perspective.
Okay.
And so you can go to www.judicialperspective.com, and it will easily enable some, they can call me, they can email me, they can communicate with me easily through that website. You can, I'm certified, I'm a certified mediator within the state of Arkansas, and through the Arkansas Alternative Dispute Resolution Commission website, you can find me in the list of certified mediators there. So I'm easy. I think I'm easy to locate.
I found you.
Yes.
David, thank you so much for spending some time with me in an idle chat for the ABA section for dispute resolution. It's so much fun for me getting to know people like you in this program.
Well, it's been my honor and pleasure to spend this time with you, and hopefully our paths may cross sometime in the future.
I'll bring my swimsuit.
You come to Arkansas, look me up.
I'll make the cornbread. You take the pool cover off.
Okay, that's a deal.